The horn dog is dead. Okay, not dead. Well, yeah, he's not dead, but as far as his career goes as a Red Bull team principal, he's finished. He's dead in the water. He's been sacked. It's a random Wednesday in July. I've woken up, checked Twitter, or X as Elon begs us to call it. I'm still calling it Twitter. But yeah, I've checked Twitter, and there's rumors, murmurs on the Twitters, murmurs in the paddock. Horn dog's been fired. And lo and behold, he has been. It's true. God knows what's happened in that team, but he's no more. He's been let go. This is a shock. I think the main question on everyone's mind right now is what? Why? How? It's come as a bit of a surprise given it's the middle of the season. Red Bull are kind of in the mix, but not really because McLaren and McLaren. But it's still such a shock. It seems like this corporate power struggle that's been going on in Red Bull since Mateschitz passed away has kind of taken its toll on Horner because he had the backing, or from what we know, he had the backing of the Uvidya family, who's the 51% shareholder of the Red Bull team. But that seems to not mean much anymore because I guess it's them that fired him. The timing's definitely strange. Strange because it's mid-season, we're just short of the summer break, and this must have something to do with Max Verstappen, surely. Because if a whole allegation against Horner did not displace him as the CEO and team principal of Red Bull, it begs the question what's happened now that's really forced this move? First things first, after that whole horn dog situation last year, they should have got rid of him. The evidence was leaked. Everyone has it. Even I've seen it. He looks guilty, allegedly, for legal reasons. But after something like that, and giving Jos Verstappen that kind of information to run with, you've not really got a long life left. And the worst thing of all, I know Max Verstappen is important to this team and he's supposedly the best driver in the world at this time. But you're just not allowed to lose Adrian Newey or do something that causes him to leave because he's the golden goose. He's the Midas touch. And he's gone to Aston Martin of all teams. Could have ended up at Ferrari, but that's a whole different thing. But the moment this whole horn dog thing unfolded, Adrian Newey felt uncomfortable with the team, uncomfortable with the situation, the way they handled it, everything about it. And he's decided enough is enough. Time to pack it in at Red Bull and go somewhere else. And like I said, that should have been it for Horndog. He should have been fired. He should have been let go over a year ago now when this whole thing happened. But it got buried eventually and it doesn't matter anymore. And since then, Jonathan Wheatley's also moved on to the Audi project where he's turning that green boat into a green machine. And Rob Marshall, who's at McLaren. No need to say anything about that because you know where McLaren are. And it's all because of this one man, Christian Horner. You might as well have let him rebuild the team. He's been the only team principal of Red Bull ever in their history. You might as well have left him to it. He got them started in the early 2010s. He got them firing in the turbo hybrid era, eventually, when the new regulations came in. And when the ground effect era started, they dominated. In fact, he was one race away from being the only ever team principal and team to have a perfect season. That was less than 2 years ago. And less than 2 years on, fired. The thing is, and this is just my opinion, the whole way that Red Bull team was run was diabolical. To have the team centered around one man, one driver, in a two-driver team, it made no sense. You can bet the world on Verstappen if you wanted, and you could back him till the end. But at least make a car drivable for two drivers. No one else can drive that car. No one else can survive that car. Yuki Tsunoda, miles off it when he's comparing against Verstappen. Perez last season, miles off it. Liam Lawson, they gave him two races and said, nah, he's not ready. And he was supposedly an experienced rookie who's been around and he's been driving the Red Bull car in the simulator for the longest time. The whole the whole philosophy of just backing one driver in a team sport where the reward is given for the team result. The World Drivers' Championship doesn't even pay the team any money. It's the constructors. Yeah, it just made no sense to just back one driver and do anything he wants, bend to his will, and let him run the team essentially. And how's that turned out? There's high chance he's a Mercedes driver next year, and this Red Bull team is going to be stuck with two drivers and a car that only Max of Mercedes can drive. How does that look? Every team has a first driver and a second driver, and that's not a problem. But this Red Bull team only had one driver. He's literally on the brink of joining Mercedes right now, and that's probably what's cost Horner his job, because without Max, that team falls apart. Onto the future now. Laurent Mekies, who was the current team principal at VCarb, has been promoted to CEO and probably team principal at Red Bull. And in his place at VCarb, Alan Permane. Now them two, ex-head of strategy at Ferrari and ex-management at Alpine. It doesn't look good. Ferrari strategy is terrible and Alpine management horrible. Granted, Mekies has been doing a good job at VCarb and that probably falls in his favour. But was he ready for Red Bull? He's kind of been shoehorned in now, so he doesn't have a choice. And hopefully it goes well for him, because I do like him, to be fair. But I don't really have anything else to say about this, and there's plenty of people closer to the sport than I am, and closer to the news than I am, who will tell you much more information. So I'm going to give you a good old-fashioned meme review instead. Let's have a look. First up, we've got an instant classic. This is the one that pops up when someone we don't like is no longer doing what they do. And in this case, I'd say I don't condone this, but quite funny. Straight in there with a 7 out of 10. Next up, my friend from Discord with another instant classic. Horner 5 before GTA 6. Love it. 6 out of 10. Professional in me loves this one. LinkedIn classic. Horner's going to be turning on his open to work, putting out a couple of inspirational posts about how this is a change in his career and time to broaden his horizons. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for this one as well. This one. Ooh. Just for the accuracy and for the context, and given the Horndog files whole palaver, 9 out of 10. Straight facts. Because what the fuck are Red Bull doing? In at number two, you know this is factual because Horner loves ruining careers, especially young driver careers. But just in time, Yuki survived because he's not getting fired by Horner this time. Hands down, my favourite has to be this one. The heavens opened up, the light shining. It's all the ghost of Red Bull drivers past, calling Horner, telling him, time to join us. Come on home. This one's in with a 10 out of 10. And that's all there is to say on that. What a strange day it was. Never thought I'd see the day coming where Horner gets sacked. But he has been sacked, and his time at Red Bull Racing is over. It'll be interesting to see where he comes up next. Let me know where you think he'll be in the comments. This has been Formula Party. Don't forget to like and subscribe.